Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. If you are the Lincoln Project, the literal last thing you should ever do is to bring up sexual harassment, threaten it, or leverage it in any way, shape, or form. Now, obviously, no one should ever do so, but especially not these creeps, given their actual track record here. These never-Trump fake Republicans were so prominent during the 2020 election and through the early part of 2021, right after January 6th, until they promptly fell off the map because their co-founder John Weaver was credibly accused of sexually harassing numerous young men, close to 24, while pressuring them into believing that that's what they had to do to make it in politics. The Lincoln Project itself put out a statement calling Weaver a predator, a liar, and an abuser based on the allegations. Again, their words, not mine. And just when I was starting to wonder about whatever happened to them, where are they now after that scandal and others imploded their super PAC? Well, like an ugly pimple that erupts onto your face during a stressful time, they're now re-emerging onto the political scene right in time for this year's election. And you know what they're deciding to lead with? This nasty video mocking War Room host and former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, who was sent to essentially a federal gulag on Monday. I'm not going to curse, obviously, but it's hard to get across their message without hinting at the crudeness of their remarks. So with that warning, the Lincoln Project tweeted out, "The cost of being Trump's B-I-T-C-H, becoming a prisoner's B-word." And then they attached this video, of which I'm only going to show a small part because who can stomach it? Watch.
Hey, Steve. A wise man once said, kick someone's the first day or become someone's. Of course, you may run into some problems on both of those fronts. First of all, you look about as intimidating as a butterfly fart, so kicking anyone's will probably result in becoming someone's anyway. Of course, then comes the problem that you've clearly let yourself go for, well, I guess you've always looked that way, haven't you?
What even is that? Who thought that would be a good idea? And what kind of cold-hearted monster would take delight in any of this lawfare, especially those who purport to be so concerned with freedom and democracy? If they really fear authoritarianism, which they don't, but if they did, they better take a long, hard look in the mirror after producing and releasing such garbage. Joining us now to discuss this and a whole lot more is military defense attorney Davis Yance. Davis, thanks for being back tonight. We missed you last week, and we hope you're feeling better.
Hey, thank you. Good evening. Doing much better.
Great. So what is your reaction, first of all, to that insane clip we just saw from the Lincoln Project?
It's disgusting that this is an organization that's taken millions and millions of dollars from people to try to woo college-educated Republicans from Trump, from the MAGA movement, and other, liberal sort of progressive ideas that they've gone. They've demonstrated themselves to be hypocrites in the past, but it's just absolutely disgusting. I mean, this is like, middle school, the worst kind of middle school locker room humor. And you are literally making fun of someone who is going to prison as a political prisoner, who is going to prison so that he cannot have a large platform in the months leading up to the election. And they're encouraging or hoping that he is the victim of violence in a prison setting. I mean, none of that is okay in polite society. So it's just absolutely appalling once you get past the shock and just who is doing this? Is this serious? And then you realize it is supposed to be an organization that we're all supposed to take serious. They're supposed to have an influence on Republican policy. And it's disgusting. It's disappointing. I hope this is the end of the Lincoln Project.
I hope so as well. I mean, what if we heard from the left and from those principled conservatives, which I always have to laugh when I say it because there's nothing principled about letting your enemies win everything, and then you are the one who just lets them waltz right in. You basically open up the gates or whatever to the hordes outside to come ransack your city, and you go, see, look, I'm so principled. I stand on principle. But what do they always tell us, the both of them, the never-Trumper right and the left, is that you could never vote for someone like Trump because didn't you hear the Access Hollywood tape of years ago? Didn't you know that? And then they make the allegation he paid off a porn star, which we already know that is hooey itself, but that's what they'll say. I know Governor Gavin Newsom, with all of his sordid affairs in the past, that's what he was trying to say. Oh, you can't vote for someone like Trump. He paid off a porn star. So on and on we hear that. And like you're saying, these same people who purport to just be, they're just so, they button up their shirts and they're just so,